and on whatever the map was. It may have been this map. I can't. No, it wasn't. It was a jungle type map. What was it? Whatever. It's the one with those temples blocking the minerals, whatever that's called. I can't think off the top of my head what it's called. Anyway, he went fast arbiters, and it paid off. I mean, playing against mine, someone way above his skill level, I would imagine, he had a ridiculously close match, only losing by like 2 units, literally. I mean, seriously, it was almost a draw, and it could have been a draw if he played his cards right, but he made a couple of mistakes. I'm not going to get into that game, but that is kind of what I'm seeing here from Free, and I'd find it hard to believe that Free would adapt something. Wait a second. Stats versus Mind was played after this. I forgot. I'm so late with this commentary that this game was like a week and a half old. The Stats versus Mind game is only a few days. So never mind. Forget what I said. I just ruined the game for nothing. But it kind of looks similar to that build either way. And I wonder if that's where Stats got it from at this point, and I wonder if it'll pay off. So another dropship loaded up with Goliaths to take out some observers. And Free taking. Oh no, actually, he managed to take out that mine right before it took out like 5 Dragoons, or at least hit him, and for a decent amount of splash. Free also has his 4th base up, 3rd expansion, 4th base, however you want to look at it, and in full production. So at this point, Flash is technically economically ahead, being a Terran in the in terms of expansions. Excuse me. But it looks like Flash is definitely keeping up on his macro, and a lot of gateways, a lot of zealots coming out, speed zealots coming out at this point. And I haven't seen any DTs. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I haven't seen any. And I would think that we would have seen them already if he was going for a DT rush. So it looks like he is going to stick with just the Arbiter build with the general ground force supported by the Arbiters. I would expect at some point, now that he's got 3 gas, to have some Templar out shortly after. But 2 Stargates! I didn't see the second Stargate, so he may not ever, and there's the first Arbiter right there, he may never have enough gas for Templars if he's pumping out Arbiters from 2 Stargates. But I like this. I like this play from Free. I think that this is a good idea. If you have quality micro and you can really use your Arbiters to the best of your ability, and the best of any player's ability, they are very effective units. Recall, stasis, things of the like. But there is side vessels out for Flash that has to be mentioned. He surely has EMP. It looks like he must know about the Arbiters way ahead of time if he's got them already. Flash getting ready to put down... Free getting ready to put down another, and Flash. Wow, I could have said that and I would have been right on point. So both players going monster macro, 5 base. Wow, this is going to turn into a Titanic game. That doesn't actually make sense, does it? Titanic. The Titanic was a failure that sank. For one of them, it's going to be a Titanic game. For the other, it's going to be, I don't know, a Carnival cruise liner. Very successful, making a lot of money. So we'll see how that goes for these players as we have a 5 base versus 5 base build. This is getting exciting. I mean, I know we haven't seen much action really, but come on. They've built up. This is pretty much like fastest map possible style right here. We're going to wait until we have 200, and go in and go for a major battle, like carriers versus battle cruisers, which is something you'd probably see on something like fastest map. But no, we're going to see maxed out ground armies most likely, duking it out. And Flash finally starting to really put up that central tank push that Terrans are so used to doing. And Andromeda, see, here's the thing about Andromeda. It's a huge-ass map, and a probe going down, and Free dropping the probe off, but that probe puts down a pylon, and Free realizes at the last second that, he just lost his chance of taking out that base, and now turrets are going down, so I don't know what he's going to be able to do. What? Something going to be dropped. Yes, some Zealots! Zealots getting dropped. They're going to take out those SCVs building turrets before they can do any damage, and it looks like Free's actually going to take out that base. He barely got those Zealots there in time. Very well timed by him. And basically, 3 Zealots versus SCVs. Chances are the Zealots are going to win. Now we're going to see a 6th base and potentially 7th base going up for Free. This is monstrous. I cannot believe how many bases are going up for these players. But Andromeda can support it. And Flash, being a little careless, can't see those Dragoons on the map, obviously, running into him. And, man, Free takes out all of the SCVs with one Zealot to spare, puts down cannons in a Nexus of his own. He's got to have so much money. He's got to be like Warren Buffett right now, except he's spending it. He's not saving it. This is fantastic. 3 Arbiters out on the field. It looks like Free's about maxed out. And I'll be honest, I think Free is really at the point where he should start pushing in. He's got the gateways to support production, and I think that he'll be able to replenish his army a lot faster, as Protoss generally can compared to Terran. So really, he should start pushing home this advantage economically that he has. When you come to the point when you have 6 or 7 bases, it doesn't matter if it's Terran or Protoss or Zerg. Well, maybe it does a little bit. But when you have that many bases, if you have the gateways to support such a ridiculous economy, it doesn't matter. I mean, whoever can produce the fastest is going to win. And oh man, those vultures able to attack that Nexus. But only 2 of them, so they're not going to really do much damage. And here we go. I take a drink of water right when it goes. And Stasis goes down on some of the tanks. And Stasis on the Science Vessel before it can EMP. And oh, but no, there's another Science Vessel. Defense Matrix going down on one of the tanks. And Free doing a great job of taking out this middle force. But oh, he's still got to take out some more tanks. And no, he is going to take them out. 3 Arbiters out on the field. He takes out a huge force. And Iron is going to go right after an expansion of Flash. This is going to be very bad for Flash if he cannot defend this. This is a lot of bases that he's going to lose. One in the top middle, possibly one in the bottom right, mid-right. And the battle is raging in the middle. And more Stasis! Oh man, the reinforcements proved to be pointless and useless. And now Flash having to lift off his command center. And there's not much he can do at this point. He's going to have to pull back. And Free taking a decisive advantage at this point. And EMP going down on God knows what. It looked like on himself, but he did catch, I think, all 3 Arbiters in that, so a very effective EMP. Am I yelling? I think I'm yelling. I'm losing my voice. I got to keep drinking water here. A ton of gateways down for Free. Oh, I can't even count. I'm thinking he's got at least maybe close to 15 anyway. They didn't show all of them in sequence, but I know I just saw about 6, and he's got to have at least 9 at his base. So I'm thinking he's close to 15. And those Arbiters just taking out Science Vessels freely with no Goliaths to take them out. 1 Marine to chase them off, but apparently it's enough. They have no shield. That is to be expected from EMP. So Goliath's finally coming out. Flash doesn't even have room to build all of his units. He's just so clogged up there. He's going to have to start building factories out on the main area of Andromeda, the middle area. And it looks like Flash is back up and getting his mid-right expansion up and running once again. So he's not out of the game by any means, but it is going to put him a little bit behind. Again, Free's pretty much in a good position, I think, to pretty much just Zerg Flash over and over and over until he takes him out. Obviously, he's got to be a little bit careful, especially with things like spider mines and tanks being what tanks can do. 5 Arbiters out now. That's just absurd. He's got to be careful, though, because you don't want too many Arbiters. A lot of Arbiters obviously won't do much good, and yeah, I think there is close to 15 gateways out for him. It could be more at this point. He's got so much damn money. And oh, an Arbiter going to catch that expansion at the last second, but and a recall going down. He's got so many Arbiters, it's not a problem to recall at all. He sees the fact that there are mines there, and he saves his units. And oh, Cliffstorm on the SCV is running to the expansion going down. More Storm, gonna take out that command center. It looks like yes, that command center is gonna go down, and Flash losing another base, but. This army not going to fare too well. I mean, really, what Free could do right now, that I would do with 5 Arbiters, is recall that base, those units back once again to your main force and save them. He's already done the damage he needs to do, and he's just going to lose these forces and the Arbiter there. And it looks like he's not going to do it. EMP going down on both the Templar and the Arbiter, so that force is going to be cleaned up very easily by Flash, but not before losing a command center and quite a few SCVs. Although at this point the SCV count, 1 Storm won't really do too much damage to Flash. Although it will add up over time. And oh, EMP going down and he catches the Arbiters. It looks like 3 or 4 Arbiters caught there. Free a little careless. He's so clumped up. He's got to be careful with the way that he does that. It looks like 4 Arbiters there. Man, Free, you got to be a little. They're your moneymaker right there. You got to be more careful with your Arbiters. Pros are notorious for just not microwaving their Arbiters as well as I think they should. At least that's how it always just appears to me. They always see 3 Arbiters, although fairly energyless, and it looks like Flash kind of setting up a nice little contain. At this point, Flash is half the map. he is pretty much caught back up to Free, macroing like a madman, and he is back up in contention to take this game at this point. Free, I think, has somewhat squandered the advantage he had when he had pretty much half the map versus a quarter of the map that what's his name had, Flash. And Free, oh man, he's got to be careful here. He's just, I don't know what he's doing. He's getting sloppy. There's a lack of something, macro, attacking, anything going on. I mean, he's so busy setting up every freaking expansion on the map that he doesn't seem to have that many units. Maybe he's got like 75 probes, I don't know. And I mean, when you have that many probes, you just can't produce that many ground units. And not to mention arbiters being, what, 4 PSI each? I mean, that's, when you have 5 of them, that's 20 PSI tied up in arbiters. Oh, recall! Are we going to see a double recall? I don't know. Oh, that arbiter almost goes down. He manages to survive. There's a backup arbiter, not going to be used, it looks like. Oh, great storms! Flash not moving out of them in time. And another great storm, going to take out a lot of tanks and a lot of Goliaths. Flash getting caught in pretty much all of that. And, oh,